Everyone in the land of YouTube is talking about this being the perfect security camera. That's a bold statement and spoiler alert, it's not quite. Hello and welcome back to a new video, or if this is your first time here then hello, welcome, how you doing, where you been, blah blah blah. I've been waiting for a while now and finally a Reolink reached out and asked if I wanted to take a look at this. This is the Altas PT Ultra 4K. Who was I to say no, especially as this is not only the first product I've looked at for Reolink, but it's the only wireless battery-powered security camera that records continuously. Is that 24/7? I don't know. I'll find out in testing. Now, this is not a sponsored video in any way, shape or form, but they were kind enough to send me this for free. So thank you for supporting small creators such as me, myself, and I. So what makes this camera, and Reolink for that matter, a brand to watch out for? Well, this operates completely locally. It does not need the cloud to work at all, which also means no subscription costs, and it's got one of the biggest batteries I've seen. Right, before I jibber jabber anymore, let's see what we get in the box. So first out of this beautiful blue box, we have another beautiful blue box of gumph and a sticker or two. Next up, we have some screws and raw plugs, a metal wall or ceiling bracket, a tethering cable, and a USB Type A to Type C charge cable. And then the main beast of a unit itself, which measures 15.1 by 17.8 by 10.2 centimeters. And the weight without the bracket is 853 grams. Underneath this is the solar panel itself, and then below this the metal mounting bracket for the solar panel, and another little accessory box with a few mounting bits and bobs. That's it, that's your lot. Unboxing done. At time of scripting this video, this will set you back £219.99 Great British pounds. And as always, you'll find a link in the video description down below. Thanks. Now this has Ultra 4K, which is still 3840 by 2160, and the Ultra part, well, just doesn't mean anything technically, really. It's just clever marketing. It can be powered via the included 6-watt solar panel and the built-in 20,000 milliamp hour battery. That's right, 20,000. That's a lot. It has dual band Wi-Fi 6, meaning it can connect to both a 2.4 and 5 gigahertz network, which is awesome as it should mean a more stable and higher quality video feed. It's PTZ, so will pan 355 degrees and tilt 60 degrees. I'll let you know about the zoom when I get it tested. It records directly to a micro SD card, 512 gig max and not supplied. Or if you own one of their hub products, it records directly to that, which can then be expanding up to 16 terabytes. Or you could use their cloud storage option, which starts from $349 per month. If you're a geek like me, you can also record to your own NAS device or to an FTP site. It has a pre-recording option. What is pre-recording, you ask? Well, I didn't know either. So I asked ChatGPT, and here's what he, she, they said. Pre-recording on a home security camera is a feature that allows the camera to capture a few seconds of footage before it detects motion or an event. Now this has everything else you would expect from an outdoor security camera, such as an IP65 water resistant rating, perfect for here in the UK, AI detection, auto tracking, color night vision, not via a spotlight. This is my garage and it is really, really dark in here. You can't make out anything other than an arm's length, and this just looks like daytime. A built-in siren, notification alerts, alert zones, and among other things, two-way audio. So without further ado, here is what footage from this camera looks and sounds like. It's no longer sunny. It's cold and it stopped raining for 5 minutes. But anyway, here is an example of what two-way audio and the video from this camera looks like. So there you go. Thanks. And the final thing for me to add is that this only has support for Google Home, no Mrs. A and so on. Although, if you have one of their hubs, it apparently has excellent integration with Home Assistant. Right, that's your lot for specs. Let's go get it set up and tested. Start by giving this a fighting chance and charging the beast of a battery via the Type C port. Next, you're going to need to
please install Reolink app.
Grab this from your app store of choice and then open the app. no sign up or sign in is required, unless of course you wish to use their cloud services. Click the plus icon in the top right hand corner and then allow the app the permissions it needs, and then scan the QR code which you'll find on the bottom of the camera. If the camera is new, choose configure the Wi-Fi via Bluetooth, hit next a couple of times, and again allow the app the permissions it needs, where it will then find via Bluetooth and then add the camera. Next up, you need to enter your own wireless information and then allow a few more permissions. Once connected, you're asked to create a device-specific password before then accepting some basic terms and conditions. The device password basically adds another layer of security and is needed when sharing the camera. Once done, the basic setup is done. Now this can be mounted to both wall or ceiling with the provided bracket, and if someone like me can do it, then you can too. It's as simple as a bit of screwing.
That's what she said.
Micro SD card goes into the chin of the camera, right here to be exact, and then it's onto the app. There are various menu options here, so I recommend browsing around the app and familiarizing yourself and getting things set up just how you like them. Setting non-motion zones and the type of detection, i.e. person/pet, is done via the settings cog in the top right hand corner and then the detection alarm option. As I said, lots of settings going on there, so just check them out and take your time. As you've just seen, this is nice and simple when it comes to the setup. I love that no sign up is needed, which for you privacy liking people is awesome, and when combined with the ability to encrypt recordings, this seems to be a fairly secure platform. However, this still works when I'm away from home. Therefore, it must be talking to the cloud in some capacity to access the camera which is behind my firewall. This is great and all that, but if I don't need to sign into the app to view my feed, how do I know my feed is safe and secure when there is little to no information about this? I'm sure it is, but for me, it would be good to understand in some more detail. The 4K video feed looks good, and for those of you who didn't RTFM, the clear mode when viewing the live feed means it's 4K, whilst the fluent view is only 896 by 512 and is primarily for a smoother stream in low data circumstances. When your SD card gets full, it will start to overwrite the oldest footage first. However, you can customize this in the settings menu, which I thought was a nice touch. The pan and tilt functions are smooth and almost silent, measuring by default, it's fairly slow moving about, but that's easily changeable in the app. And the zoom aspect, from what I could see anyway, was purely a pinch to zoom. The app is fairly basic in terms of how it looks, but does have lots of configurable options. However, at times, some of these pages were very slow to load. As I said, there's lots to configure, which is great, but the whole app experience feels like a very basic, no frills one. And for a camera costing over £200,
If I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know?
For example, the whole motion detection zone thing. It took me ages to work out. You needed to set non-detection zones instead, which is fine, but it's not explained at all and differs from pretty much every other manufacturer I've looked at. What else took me a while to work out was how to format the SD card. Let me save you some time. It's under Settings, Device Information, and then Storage. You're welcome. The notifications were quickly received and the feed always loaded promptly, and the motion tracking when panning was very good. As for the built-in siren, the video playback interface is pretty good and allows you to skip in 5-minute increments within the video highlights. Speaking of continuously, I am a little confused by this because although this camera can record 24/7, for me, it was only able to record around 4 days before the battery was exhausted, as shown by these stats on your screen, despite there being at least 2 full days of full direct sunlight. I personally therefore feel it needs to be made clear that it will record continuously if set at times to do so, which is done in the schedule, and obviously it needs to be for short bursts. For those of you that were looking to use this to record 24/7, it's not going to do that. So with all that said, is it worth the money? Would I spend my cash on it? The short answer is yes, with some caveats. The functionality, quality of build and video are awesome and very reminiscent of the Eufy cameras I currently use, but
like big butts and I cannot lie.
It's let down by the app experience and implying it can record continuously, which it can't unless scheduled for little continuous sections. Regardless, it has lots going for it. Things like the fact there are no subscription fees, the huge battery, the Home Assistant integration, and the ability to add it to a hub. So in my opinion, if you're not needing to record 24/7 and aren't part of an existing ecosystem, then certainly take a look at Reolink's offerings. Thanks again to Reolink for sending me this, and if you have any questions about it, or anything else for that matter, please do let me know in the comments box down below. And whilst you're down there,
That's what she said.
please do consider liking the video, even if you didn't. Subscribe if you aren't already, and hit the bell to get notified when I upload new videos, because by doing so, it means I get sent more free stuff like this to have a look at and play with. So yeah, thanks for that, and thanks for watching. Goodbye, Internet.
Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed on me? I thought, what age are we?